Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Go Local News editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us for this special interview here with Lynn Singleton, president of the Providence Performing Arts Center. With the passing of Aretha Franklin today, American musical legend, if you drive down Weybosset, you will see on the PPAC marquee a tribute to Miss Franklin. And I just wanted to get your sense of her having come to PPAC and your recollections and the legacy that she'll leave behind.
Actually, she played here a number of times. The most recent time was in March of '02. She sold out. Excellent show. I mean, she obviously is one of, if not the top R&B singer in the world of all time. So we felt like it was appropriate we do something in memory of her. I have one anecdotal story about her, but did not happen here in Providence. We are involved in a building down in Durham, North Carolina, and recently, 2016, we did a date with her and sold out at the Durham Performing Arts Center, and the mayor wanted to meet her. And so a guy named Bill Bell, and she doesn't like to meet people before the show. So I said, well, Bill, I don't know, I'll work on that. And I said, wait, maybe you give her a key to the city. So he says, this is how I knew he wasn't, a Providence politician. He goes, oh, I'll have to go back to the office and get one. I said, well, in Providence, the mayor have a bunch in his trunk. But he himself drives back to City Hall, gets a key to the city. So we go back to the building, and there's all this muscle backstage, and he just walks right by him and walks up and taps on our door, and the guy comes out and says yes, and he introduces himself. I'm the mayor of Durham. And so she comes out, and he says, I'd like to present you a key to the city before or after the show. So Aretha's very kind. She says, well, Mayor, why don't we do this? I do like 15 or 20 minutes of the show, and then I take a little break, and I'll have you come up into the show, and I'll have you do the presentation. Now I'm thinking, that's a bad idea. That just doesn't. The crowd's going to boo him off the stage. And so he says, yeah. So I'm thinking, so I go back down, I sit down in the seat, and sure enough, 15 or 20 minutes into the show, she stops the show, and I'd like to introduce my special friend, the mayor of Durham. And Bill gets up, and I'm thinking, if this had happened in Providence, he would have, most any place, they would have, me included, would have booed this man off the stage.
Just by the lieu of bringing a politician during a show.
Anybody in the middle of a performance, I paid a ticket. And he does a nice little performance, and she says nice things, and he says that to this day, and she was very kind. I had to laugh. And the other thing she does,
and it went off okay.
Oh, it's perfect. The other thing she does, and this is very old school, and people who have seen her act will remember this. She comes out on stage, and she has a little turquoise or velvet purse. And she will hang that velvet purse on the microphone. And in that purse, because in all their contracts, they ask for $25,000 cash. So you give her that cash, and she puts that $25,000 in that velvet purse. And doesn't leave it in her dressing room. She has it on herself. So she goes out and she wraps it around the microphone stand. And the whole during the show, it's there, so she can see it and the audience see it, but nobody in the audience knows what's in it. And then after the show, she takes the little velvet purse and she goes to her dressing room. And then she takes a table and puts it in front of her dressing room door and sits down and takes the cash out, and she pays her band in cash at the end of the show. And that's something, and I asked her road manager, and I said, well, why does she do it that way? He says, she's done that way all of her life.
Wow.
And that's what she's comfortable with. So that's my Aretha story.
So the celebrity status, I mean, just legendary that she gets to, just doing it as she'd always done.
Always done it, felt comfortable, and most of her band were of her generation, her age, so they were very familiar with it and felt comfortable. It was like actually very much a family.
Come move you a little closer over here, Lynn.
So very family.
So let's talk a little bit, it's clearly dominated the news cycle today. I mean, everybody has a memory, recollection. Her songs are larger than life. She's larger than life. She's such a star in every sense of the word. I mean, it's almost, you think every time of a passing of such a legend, will we see someone of that ilk ever again? I mean, I don't think there'll never be another Aretha.
That's a good point. I bumped into her because this comes out of I go to a lot of movies. Remember, she did the Blues Brothers movie, yeah. And as I was saying to others out there, she's played here not only for us, but she's been here probably at the Warwick Musical Theater, and as Josh said, she's played the auditorium, so she's been around a long time. She was in her 70s?
76.
Yeah, and she probably started as a kid singing gospel music. Yeah. But no, I can't think of anybody of her ilk and her dominance in the market today, and it's certainly not of that magnitude.
Well, you have a couple of memories, both the key to the city down in North Carolina and the purse story,
Yes.
having the purse, paying the band in cash. But her music will certainly live on. I mean, her legacy will be everlasting. Do you expect the next couple of days we'll continue to see these types of tributes and memoriams? I mean, this has just, again, dominated the news today.
Yeah, and I think so. And she has toured recently, but it's been very sporadic, and it's been less and less. And it's not one of those things, people actually knew she was ill. It wasn't like a surprise, it's unfortunate, but it wasn't a surprise like, say, Whitney Houston, which, had that happen. But no, I think that will go on for a while, and, somebody will be missed, and somebody's not going to be easily, if ever, replaced.
And how long are we going to see this tribute to Aretha up on the marquee at PPAC for?
Well, that's a good question. I'd probably say for a week to 10 days.
Okay, so if you drive down Weybosset, you can see it. What else can we see next at PPAC?
Well, we're ramping up now to open the national tour of Miss Saigon. Cameron McIntosh and the boys are coming from London, and we're going to open the tour, I think, mid-September, but they're here for a month teching out. And then we roll into our Broadway season of Hamilton, The Band's Visit, Cats, School of Rock. The interesting thing about PPAC is, and this is the power of product in one show, normally the last couple of years we've had 9,000 subscribers. This year we have 16,000 subscribers.
16, do you call that the Hamilton bump?
We call it, it's a bump. It's a Hamilton mountain.
The Hamilton mountain.
And that has proceeded in all the markets as they've gone along. It's just not us. It's as I was saying before, it's the first mega Broadway musical in the age of social media and the internet. The others prior were not of that ilk.
Well, we always appreciate your willingness to send some stars down our way here into the studio to talk to our viewers here. But having had that experience with Aretha Franklin, both here and down in North Carolina, wanted you to come in and just share your recollections. So, Lynn Singleton, appreciate your taking the time to come in today.
Good to
Thanks
see
so
you.
much. Okay, don't go anywhere. Be right back here to wrap up here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center.
Good job.
Welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. Thanks for joining us for this quick pop-up as we had PPAC President Lynn Singleton come just down Weybosset. If you drive by PPAC, you'll see on the marquee the tribute to Aretha Franklin, who passed away at the age of 76 today. Lynn gave us some stories of knowing her and her musical talent and her performances, so appreciate his taking the time to come here into the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. So thank you for watching. Be sure to read GoLocalProv.com and catch us on Facebook. I'm Go Local News Editor Kate Nagel.